Coming to you from the Ultra Staff Studios in Chicago, welcome to the Staffing Buzz Network with your host, Automated Business Designs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Staffing Buzz Network. I'm Terri Roeslmeier, your host. We are here today to talk about UltraStaff 5.0. I'm here with two leaders of our company, Michelle White, who is our Director of Customer Success, and also Naupad Doshi, who is our Director of Development. They know everything there is about UltraStaff 5.0, and we're going to be asking them some questions. So the first question I'm going to ask Michelle is, what is so special about UltraStaff Edge 5.0?
That's a great question. And although all of our updates are very exciting, this one in particular gives us a brand new look and feel that's modern and very exciting for the users. So that's my favorite part about it. Naupad?
Sure. Well, I think that UltraStaff Edge 5.0 is a major evolution of our staffing software. It's not only modern theme and visual update, but we have packed in a lot of AI tools. And when I say AI tools, it's not just for the sake of AI, but I say that as we did deep research on what recruiters and staffing people work on a day-to-day basis, what their normal operations are, what kind of tools they go through, like searching through candidates, going through resumes, job descriptions. We basically analyzed their day-to-day operations, and we came up with different AI tools that we can leverage AI and then make their lives easier. So I think so it's a big evolution of our staffing software.
Wow, that's fantastic insight. And I do have a number of other questions that I think everyone is going to want to know about. So one of the other questions I have is, how do you feel that UltraStaff Edge 5.0 is going to change the staffing industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, like I said, we have packed in a lot of AI tools within this 5.0 release. To start with, the two biggest AI tools that we added as part of this release is the AI talent match and the AI freeform candidate search. The AI talent match essentially helps recruiters to find matching candidates for a job order. So when recruiters are trying to fill job orders, they don't have to go through the whole system, scan through resumes, screen candidates, but we have built AI tools for everything, which helps recruiters to find perfectly matching candidates. Next is we also added AI freeform search. So think of this as a tool where you are typing in natural English language within UltraStaff Edge, and it gives you your perfectly matching candidates right in front of you, and you can take further actions from that results that you get. Um, AI freeform search, again, what it does is it basically parses what you're trying to ask AI. It's gonna parse keywords out of your natural English language, and then it's gonna use that information to scan through the entire database and find you your perfectly matching candidates. Apart from the AI freeform search and talent match, we added a lot of screening tools. So we added AI screening tools for the job screener, for activity screener that's applicable on both contract and direct hire activity. And then we also added screening tools for candidates. So each of these screening tools has their own purpose, and the recruiters using them to screen candidates, to screen candidate for a certain job order or for a certain contract activity. These are perfect tools that they can help them to make their lives easier. And then once a recruiter would have screened candidates for a job order, the next step would be all of these actions are tracked via activity notes in Edge. Now I would like to have a summary of all of those activity notes. So that's where they would use the AI activity note summarizer to get a summary of everything that they have been in communication with that particular candidate for a particular job order or an assignment. So that's very great about AI activity note summarizer. What I also want to point out is AI activity note summarizer is available across all record types in Edge. So it's not only on a candidate, but it's on a client, on a job, on an activity, on a contact. So you have some nice summary for every single record that you're in touch with, in communication with. And then finally, we have some nice AI client profile and AI candidate profile, which provides great insights about the candidate and the client. One specific thing I think so I would like to talk about for the AI client profile that I love is it uses OpenAI to do a web search for the client. So it can actually bring in real valuable information for the client from the internet, from the public internet, and it has supporting links for everything that it gets with the result. So you know that it's trusted data, you can trust those links, and you can take further action on that information. So like I said, we have a lot of different AI tools that we have packed in 5.0.
Wow. And so that client profile tool probably can be used for sales as well.
Totally,
To
yeah.
bring in outside information, right?
Yep, yep.
That would be exciting. And so are you telling me that I could type in a question such as find me assemblers in the Chicago area that can bend and stand? It'll find me candidates in our database just by asking that question?
Certainly, it would just do that. And not only that, you can actually drill it down further that, okay, only show me assemblers in Chicago area that are in active status code or that are working. So you can imagine, and you can bring your imagination online and add those keywords, and AI is going to parse everything that you type in.
Wow. Or nurses that do emergency that have certain compliance
Mhm.
items. Wow, that is great. Wonderful. Well, Michelle, I have a question for you. How are these features going to help staffing companies considering the current state of the industry and the current challenges staffing companies are currently facing? So that's a big loaded question for you.
It is, because we're dealing with talent shortages, sometimes longer hiring life cycles,
Mhm.
the constant compliance mindset, right? To be mindful of that. And then the end customers' need for speed. They always need those people, and everything
fast.
has to be on time. So, because we work in such a fast paced industry, we need to be able to keep up with that. And that's what
Mhm.
these AI tools and the other features in the 5.0 are going to help with. They're going to help make recruiters, salespeople, management, admins, really every user
Mhm.
much more efficient. And that's, you're saving clicks, you're saving complicated spreadsheet manipulation to try to, get your lists of available candidates together. And there's just much better ways to do things now as technology has progressed. ABD's been right on there with what we can offer. And this is a huge step forward.
Mhm.
AI is, something that's thrown around a lot. And I really like, Naupad, what you said about, we're not just here to talk AI, but we're here to get people involved
Or
to
embrace AI.
understand it.
Yep,
Right.
yep,
Yeah. Embrace
yeah.
it. It's a tool, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's here to help. So that's,
Yeah.
really what we can look forward to with the new enhancements.
And it's a pretty good tool now as well because AI has improved significantly, especially when searching through the database. The results could be extremely accurate.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, no, it's very,
And
very
these AI
exciting.
models are constantly evolving. I mean, OpenAI, Claude, Google, they're always coming up with new models,
Mhm.
which know more modern information, all the latest information. So these models are getting more and more evolved, and it will be more and more accurate.
And we
So
support all three, don't we?
we support all three. Yeah, that's a
Support
great
all
point.
three.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And why
Ultrasoft.
would one want to have all? Because I have all three in my database.
Mhm.
Why would one want to, try a different one for a
You can
certain
take that.
task?
Yeah. So, like I said, every AI provider has their own AI models, and every AI model has been trained on a certain set of data. So, you may expect a different output when you run a query from UltraStaff Edge using ChatGPT or OpenAI, as
Mhm.
opposed to you would run the same query through Anthropic Claude or
Mhm.
through Google Gemini. So, you can expect different outputs and different results. Some models excel in certain things, whereas some models excel in certain other things. So that's the reason we have provided options for our clients to use any AI provider and any AI model that's available out there. The three major providers would be the OpenAI, ChatGPT, Anthropic Claude, and Google Gemini.
And we could switch easily back and forth,
Yeah.
within the software, depending on
Yeah.
the task. And I think when we were trying to job import from Outlook,
Mm-hmm.
we saw that Gemini did a pretty decent job of it.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Like
yeah,
I said, I
trying
mean,
different
every
things.
AI model can excel in different things, and then yeah, that's exactly correct. The Google Gemini was pretty fast enough to parse a job order using AI from the Outlook sidebar. So,
Yeah, no, great, great. Well, let's see, what else was I going to ask here? All right, let's see. All right, now, Pod, can you talk about the look and feel? What's behind the actual design? How did we come up with this new design? What were people asking for?
Sure, sure. So, like, one of the thing I remember, like, working here for more than 10 years now, I know that I've worked with a lot of clients, a lot of actual users who use the application, and number of clicks, spacing, white spacing, seeing more data. These were concerns
Mhm.
for our clients, and then we considered every single thing that we have gathered for these past 10 years. And 5.0, like I said, is a major evolution in the visual modern theme upgrade as well, because we considered all of those feedback from the clients. We made it much more compact, much more modern design, less clicks involved, where you can see more data. You can right click. We added more right click options on
Mhm.
dashboards, more
Very
gadgets
nice.
where you can view all that information. So yeah, 5.0 is a very modern theme. Plus, I would like to add is for users who want to take their own time to switch to the modern theme, we made it customizable. So every user that uses UltraStaff Edge 5.0, they have an option whether they want to use the new modern theme or switch to the older theme until they get used to the new modern theme. That's an additional option we provided.
So if I enjoy the original design, I could just keep the original design.
Exactly.
I'm used to it. I like it. Okay, very
Yeah.
good. Very good. I like that. All right, let's see. Oh, Michelle, what tips do you have for staffing companies when implementing new technology, such as the tools we talked about today or other new staffing tools? How do you most effectively adapt to using it? And most of all, how do you get the whole team on board to using these tools? Because, of course, we all know that that's the most important thing. We can have all of these features, but if we don't know about them or utilize them within the organization, we can't really take advantage of them. So what do you have to say about that? As Director of Customer Success, what have you seen?
Yes, and I've been doing software training for almost 20 years now, so I feel like I am very passionate about getting other people excited about the tools. You
Mhm.
know, it can't be a situation where you're pushing a procedure onto someone and hoping they latch on. You want to give the why to your users and tell them why we're doing this. We're here to improve efficiencies, to help you accomplish things faster, maybe bring down the stress in your day because you're more efficient, or
Mhm.
or some of that time can be spent on your relationship building. So, all
Very
of that
important.
is kind of, and the excitement has to come from who's giving it too, right? If I'm the person training or if I'm the person rolling it out, I have to enjoy the benefits and be excited as I'm sharing that with the team. So that's
Mhm.
definitely something that is beneficial. And then, there's a lot of new tools. So
Yeah, there's a
it's
lot.
it's like, where do we start? What do we do? It's one thing at a time.
Mhm.
Don't overwhelm yourself with, oh, I have to strategize a whole new process. I need to, try all these AI tools. Well, this week, try the job description builder. Next week, try the AI candidate search. So maybe a week by week. And maybe if you're the staffing firm owner and you don't have the bandwidth to do that, designate someone in your organization to kind of
Mhm.
be the expert or the person that's going to learn and share with the group. So I think, that's a good procedure to, don't get overwhelmed by too
Takes
many
those
things.
steps. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Now, have you found that organizations that do have an internal team lead on the software progress faster and are able to be more efficient and effective by using that software?
Always, always, always. And it doesn't need to be a large organization to be able
Mhm.
to
That's a
afford
key
an
point.
edge expert. I even met with someone earlier today who they only have 4 people in their organization, even one person's part time.
Mhm.
And they still made the decision to designate one person who's going to
Mhm.
learn as best they can how to
Mhm.
enhance their processes and take advantage of the AI tools. So, and that's where ABD support comes into play, is that we can help with these things too.
Mhm.
We do our webinars, we're doing our podcasts to share the information. But if our clients need help kind of getting acquainted with these new things, we know it might be foreign for some people. So we're
Mhm.
happy to do some one-on-one sessions to get you going.
Yeah.
Great.
And our enterprise level clients all do have team leads within the organization. But I did speak with some smaller customers, and they said by using the software and using some of the tools that we have, it allows them to look much larger and much more progressive as an organization, so they can compete with the larger companies. And I think that's very important to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see, what else was I had on my list here? Okay, so Naupad, with AI data protection on top of everyone's mind, what safeguards are in place to keep data protected when using AI in UltraStaff Edge?
And that's a
We're all
great question.
concerned about
Yeah.
security
Yep.
here.
Everybody has that question on
Yeah.
security whenever
Security,
you work with
privacy,
AI.
all of that.
So the first most important thing, like many other tools built in UltraStaff Edge, we have security groups for every single AI feature. So any button that uses AI that has a cost associated with that or that consumes AI is security controlled. So you have control as a staffing firm owner or administrator on what users of your company has access to which of the AI tools. But when it comes to data protection, one other thing I would like to point about is, which a lot of users don't actually get it, is UltraStaff Edge uses API in order to get insights and output data for every operation that you do from Edge, as opposed to a normal user using ChatGPT on their phone or their laptop. It's a user interface provided by that respective AI company. For example, ChatGPT was designed by OpenAI, and when a user would use ChatGPT on their phone, they are using their own ChatGPT account, and often AI provider would use that data to train their models. Now, not everybody know that they can actually turn that feature off for their own account, so AI does not use that data to train their models. Now, a big difference with when we use that same AI data through an API within UltraStaff Edge, AI does not use that data to train their model. So that's a big point. That's a big win for people who use UltraStaff Edge for their AI needs. Now, AI providers does preserve that data for legal reasons, for abuse detection and those things, but they don't really use the data to train their models, and they get rid of their data within their defined periods. So that's one of the best thing about using AI from UltraStaff Edge as opposed to using it outside of UltraStaff Edge.
So we don't send confidential data out to
No.
the web for other people.
No
picking
PII
these things
data,
up, because we
right.
of course want to preserve all of our
Right.
data.
So no PII
very
data is
good.
shared with AI.
Excellent.
And just to add to that one point is, let's say you are using the AI activity note summary tool within UltraStaff Edge. So what it does is it only focuses on that particular set of activity notes for that particular record type that is being shared to AI. So AI can never pull information out of UltraStaff Edge. It's always a push from Edge to AI. So we have full control over what data is being sent to AI. So that's the best part about making it secure.
Oh, and that's very important with AI. It really is. I think that's a really, really big concern that everybody has. So no, that's good to know. Good to know. All right, Michelle, along similar lines, how can staffing agencies use AI but mitigate bias and discrimination? Because I know that's another big question that everyone has. We don't want to be in any discrimination type situation. So how's that covered?
Yeah, so what we want to do is think about our AI tools as an assistant who can help us move things along. It's not to replace our own judgment and our own set of eyes on an applicant. It's not to replace the relationships that we can build with our candidates, right? Candidate engagement is huge, and AI has some tools to help with that, but we are in charge of that as recruiters to kind of take lead. So we're in the people business, and we're always going to have to remember those relationships as we're, utilizing these great tools for efficiencies. So, if your goal is to fill orders faster and strengthen your client relationships, improve your employee engagement, these are all things that AI can either assist with or help put that time back into your day so that you can focus on that component of it
and improve your face-to-face relationships, your people relationships, because you're not at the office analyzing a lot of spreadsheets. You're actually using AI to help you with those tasks so that you can go out into the field or you can make those phone calls and you can build those relationships.
Right. So AI is essentially helping you to do your repetitive tasks much more efficient. So the time that you save, you can use that human component to build the relationships with your candidates and clients. So
Yeah.
That's the whole goal.
And I'll just take a minute to talk specifically about one of our tools is the AI talent match. I think that's the most powerful tool for recruiters to help speed along that job and candidate match. And what's so great about this program is that we're analyzing quite a bit from the candidate record, and so AI is kind of layered on top of what we're already reviewing for the candidates. So in our AI talent match, we're able to see the strength of the match on skills, on position, on location to the job site.
resumes.
Resumes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then
Resumes,
so
notes.
AI is laying
Mhm.
on top of that and kind of analyzing so that we get the full picture.
Mhm.
But our AI analyzation is all detailed out for us. So we can see why AI may have, put this person on
Right.
my consideration list. So I think that's very cool too.
Oh, absolutely.
And you still have to
Absolutely.
make your final judgment call. That
Exactly.
when you go through the list, you still have to make your final judgment call. And then I would like to just add one more thing to that. Exactly for this reason, we have templates for everything for all of the AI tools in Edge. So imagine I have like 100 job orders to fill and I want to use AI talent match. I would set up templates by defining my job status code. If I want to focus on certain branch, certain line of business, or certain position code, I can create those templates. Next morning, when I come back to my work, my perfectly matching candidates for all of my job orders that match that template are right in front of me. So I can just go on a job order, click on the AI talent match action button, and my candidates are right there with all the relevant scores, all the AI scores in front of me, and I can review and take further actions on that.
You
And
just
be more
made it-
selective.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
way more automated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
much more
So instead
automated.
of clicking around each time you need it, you have this kind of working in the off
Right.
hours and
Totally.
preparing you for the next day.
Yep. Now, one of my favorite tools is the client profile tool. Client profile tool, it'll give me my back office information on OpenAR especially, and what the client habits have been in terms of average days to pay, et cetera. But it also lets me know what our engagement is with that client. So the client hasn't given an order in so and so many times. No one has spoken to that client. And then the other thing that AI does is it gives me an actual plan that I could implement. It makes suggestions based upon the data that it found on that client. It work with the candidate too.
Right, and it gives you a call prep. So it gives you
Mhm.
your
A call prep.
talking points, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 talking points that you would want to use the next time you're in talks with the candidate or the client. So
Yeah,
that's
very
perfectly
exciting.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea of using that for business reviews. When you meet with your client quarterly, annually, whatever it might be,
Yeah.
that you have something to speak to. You have data to show them, which the clients love that, right? When you can
yeah.
speak
Yeah.
to accurate data, that goes back to how we put things in. So we always want to make sure we're documenting everything and in real time and making sure we can report on those things effectively.
Because you can't report on what you don't have.
Right.
So get those notes in, get the orders in,
Yeah.
and then you have your time to fill and really everything else. So it was great. And the tools are printable. So my client profile, my candidate profile, my note profile,
They're all PDF printable.
I can do a PDF print, get a nice, same thing with the screening. So I like that about it too. Oh, there's so much. There's so much in 5.0. So do you have any last final
I would
items?
say, like Michelle mentioned, so Edge 5.0 and AI is not to replace the human component. It's there for making your lives easier, make more efficient, and you can focus on building the relationships with your candidates and clients. So use it, embrace it, and then, like Michelle said, take baby steps, learn one tool at a time, and then that will be the best for your day-to-day operations.
Yeah, the best way to get started is to start getting comfortable. So if you're someone who takes a while to get adjusted to something new, especially as a leader and you have to get other people on board, start slow,
Mhm.
call APD support for
Call APD support.
assistance. We really do love helping customers, especially when we can see the benefits of using these tools, and we're
Mhm.
already seeing that, with our clients, for ourselves, because we use the tool. And I think that it's just going to keep growing from here.
Yeah, for sure, AI. And I'd like to also say, if you're not into AI, you can use the screening tools, you can use the client profile, the candidate profile, because it is going to grab data from within the software. And so you don't really need to have AI to utilize those tools if you're not ready for AI.
Yeah.
So that's another great point. But now, Pod, let me ask you one final question.
Mhm.
I know we have a ton more planned, even for the rest of this year. So we're going to see 5.2. We've already come out with 5.1. And 5.2, what do we have
Right.
planned for this year and next year? I mean, AI is all over the place. We have other features too, but
Right. So, we did came up with 5.1 to add some more last minute touches that we wanted to do with 5.0. But in terms of AI, we have some new tools coming in. One being the AI help assistant, which is going to be one thing that for every question, like Michelle said, I mean, ABD support is right there for you. But if you want to go through an AI chatbot built right inside of UltraStaff Edge, you can use that to ask questions and get your answers right in front of you. So that's going to be one of the great AI tool that we're building within UltraStaff Edge. Next is, as AI is evolving, we are getting more towards agentic AI. So more agents are getting used in AI. So you'll see more of those agents implemented in UltraStaff Edge as well. As we want to make sure we kind of stay ahead of the curve, we want to make sure that we use all the latest of AI within Edge as well. So a lot
Yeah.
of AI tools.
Yeah, and I think expanding that to back
Mhm.
office as well.
oh
So
yeah, great
we,
point, great point.
yeah, we
Can't forget about back office.
I know we kind of get stuck in front office being so excited
Yeah,
with all
yeah.
those tools, but our back office already has some basic insights, and
Mhm.
then we are already working on additional, more comprehensive insights that can analyze all different components for us and help us draw some conclusions and make business decisions based on that.
Very exciting.
Mhm.
So AI is going to cover all components of the Edge suite.
Yes. And what about our messaging tools? Not AI, but
Yeah.
what about the messaging tools,
Yeah.
Michelle?
Yes. So our candidate mobile app, we've had that for a couple years now. We
Mhm.
have several clients really maximizing their utilization of that. And it's really a command center for your candidates. It's a central location for them to contact you. We have a proprietary messaging component there that goes to the Recruiter's Edge dashboard
As a gadget.
as a gadget.
Mhm.
Yes.
Very cool.
So that's awesome. We have our Work Now component to the mobile app. So that
Love
will
that.
push out job offers. And we have templates for that as well that can automate that whole process and make
Yeah.
it super easy. And then we have all of your standard touch points for your employees, like their paychecks, their W-2, access to timekeeping and web portal and onboarding.
Mhm.
So it really centralizes all of that. And, as we've been talking about candidate engagement, what better way to give your candidates one point of access to you?
Yeah.
For whatever communication
See
needs
your
to be
logo
done.
every day, right?
Yes, either assignment statuses
Mhm.
or changes or new job
Right on their phone,
opportunities.
If
Yeah.
I'm a nurse, can I pick the shifts I want to work?
Oh my gosh, yes. You can give your availability. You can accept or decline different shifts as they're presented. And everything stays organized there. I love that it pushes out to my default calendar on my
Mhm.
phone. So that's pretty cool too. So a lot of great things running through the mobile app.
Right, and when the candidate accepts or deny a position, the recruiter gets a notification right in UltraStaff Edge. So that's other cool part about this.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a full cycle where the candidate and the staffing firm are 100% engaged during the whole cycle.
And what about our new messaging tools for tests and internal notifications and assignment notifications?
Yes, definitely. So there's a lot of options in alerting us. So, for instance, some of our customers might be utilizing already our tests and certifications. So, as things come up for expiration, I can set a rule that, 30, 60, 90 days ahead of time. And I can choose candidates by status. So I can grab just my working folks, or I can expand that out further. And I can set, do I want them to receive an email or a text? We have texting.
That's great. Yeah.
Yes, and that's a huge component to our notifications. That's a huge enhancement. And then also our internal notifications.
Staff Edge pop-up?
We have an Ultra Staff Edge pop-up. We're all enjoying that, a quick 2-second alert to let you know something's going on, and you can click right into it, or you can, stay in the screen that you're in and know to get back to that later. But utilizing these notifications will help you stay organized. It will keep that communication with your candidates that they need, and really take a lot of the legwork out of doing that, because it kind of runs on its own once you set up those rules.
Automatic. Again, more time for you.
More automation. Yeah.
More time for you. And now, Naupad, can you tell us about the tool that we have that, let's say a recruiter leaves the company and you want to assign all of their candidates or their clients to another person? Do we have a tool like that?
We do have a tool for that. Yeah, we do have a tool for that. And it's included as part of Edge 5.0. So it's the PC update tool, or the placement consultant manager is what we call it. Again, it is secured. So only users or recruiters who have access to that tool will get access to that tool in Edge. They can assign a PC code who leaves to a new PC code for clients and candidates. And you can update. You do have an option of choosing the PCs, the type of PCs. So you want to do TPC only, or TPC, PPC, or PC. You do have an option of choosing what PCs you want to update. So that's a great tool.
Very cool.
Yeah. And in addition to that, we've definitely heard, we've definitely heard our system admins and their suggestions and what they would like to see in working with the program better. We now have a PC archive in Codes Editor. So the PC archive allows you to limit that list of PC codes on the record, so you only see who's actively working. You can archive those other codes so they don't get in the way. And if you ever have somebody return to your organization, you can restore that user and use the same PC.
Yeah,
that would be great.
It's both are exciting tools.
Yes.
So many fun things. I think we could be here for another 5 hours because there's so much we didn't talk about yet. But unfortunately, we must go. And any final words, or are we?
I always say, look at the release notes. That's a good area.
Oh yeah, release notes.
And webinars, those are two good areas to kind of always look at what new tools we're coming with and what new updates we are releasing. So
yeah, and I would say try it. Try everything at least once. Give us your feedback. I think you're going to love it all and want to, relay it out to your operations. But certainly don't let the tools available to you go unused. There is a lot in this program, and we are always excited to consult our customers on the best usage of the program. This is a lot of options to get involved, and so let's give it a try.
Check out the newsletters, check out your emails, make sure that we're coming through. There are a lot of announcements for training and webinars and new features, just so much. So, we appreciate you joining. Thank you, Naupad. Thank you, Michelle, for your great insight on these new tools. We're excited about them. We hope you're excited about them. And that will be it. I guess it's a wrap for the Staffing Buzz Network. Thank you for attending.
Thank you.